Everyone wants to be rich, but most people are quietly doing things that keep them broke. It's not bad luck, and it's not that you don't make enough money, it's the habits. The truth is, most people destroy their financial future without even realizing it. But if you avoid these 7 wealth killers now, you'll put yourself years ahead of everyone else your age. So, before you worry about getting rich, let's make sure you're not staying broke. Number 1, jumping from one new skill to another. Every time you start something new, like trading, freelancing, or coding, you go through the same emotional cycle. At first, you're excited and confident. You see these videos online saying you'll get rich quick and anyone can do it. That's called uninformed optimism. But once you get started, you realize quickly that it's a lot more difficult than expected. This is informed pessimism, the moment when most people quit. That's when you hit the valley of despair. When progress feels slow, you think maybe this just isn't for me. Then the cycle continues and jumps right back into another get rich quick scheme. However, let's say you see this skill all the way through and you understand it is a rough path, but you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. You've entered the informed optimism phase. Then you get to the final phase, which is achievement. This is what you saw when you were in the first stage, but you didn't realize the real path it took to get there. Most people never make it that far because they keep chasing the next new thing. Don't restart the cycle every time something gets tough. I first saw this chart from Alex Hormozy about a year ago, and it's really put things in perspective for me. I was the type of person to try day trading, then give up when I lost my money, then get into drop shipping, then another thing and another thing. Now in my current job that I've stuck with, I can see myself entering the achievement phase and getting the results I hope for. Number 2, not knowing the difference between a checking account, a savings account, and a high yield savings account. Most people dump all of their money into just one account and call it a day. But that's like keeping your entire toolbox made of just one hammer. Here's the truth. A checkings account is for your spending, your bills, your rent, your daily expenses. Money goes in and money goes out. It's not meant to grow. You're only going to be generating a little to no interest. Now, when it comes to savings account, you want to make sure it's a high yield savings account like Capital One or SoFi. They have some great options. There are savings accounts that generate less than 1%. Then there are high yield savings accounts that can give you 3 to 5%. When it comes to long-term savings, like for an emergency fund or saving for a down payment on a house, I would much rather get a 3.8% return with SoFi than go to a different bank where I'm getting less than 1%. Even if your savings is small, the extra money generated is costing you nothing. This simple fix, where your money is stored, can actually generate you more money and help you reach your financial goals sooner. Number 3, knowing your value. This is also related to opportunity cost. Opportunity cost is what you lose when you say yes to one thing but ignore another. Every choice has a cost. Even doing nothing costs something. You might think you're saving money by doing a low-paying job or wasting hours scrolling online when you're not actually going out, but in reality, you're losing the chance to learn new skills, network, or even earn more money somewhere else. Think about it like this. If you spend your weekend working 10 hours for $100, but you could have used the same time to learn a high-income skill that adds up to $1,000 a month later, you didn't make $100. You lost $900 in future value. That's opportunity cost. Maybe you're working a job and feel like you're being underpaid, but when you ask for a raise, they say no. Looking into other opportunities and getting higher salaries for the same job is one way to figure out what your value is at your current position. Then you can use your new offer as leverage to either get a raise or even take the new position at the higher salary. However, you won't know until you put yourself out there and find out for yourself. Number 4, lifestyle creep, aka keeping up with everyone else. Every time you get a raise, your spending goes up too. New job, new clothes. Promotion, new car. You're always broke, just at a higher income. For example, you go from making $40,000 to $60,000, but you still somehow have $0 left every month. You can't out-earn bad habits. Doubling your income won't fix your poor spending or saving habits. It just scales your problem. Designer clothes, fancy nights out, and overpriced vacations drain your wallet fast. Real confidence doesn't cost money. The goal should be to increase your income while still living at the same expense. You go from 40,000 to 60,000 a year salary. Good. Now you have an extra 20,000 to put towards your debt, add to your emergency fund, or into some sort of asset that will generate you more money in the future, like stocks or a skill. Number 5, car payment or buying new cars. If you look up the worst wealth killers in the United States, car payments or buying a new car is going to be at the top in most people's list. Society makes you think that you need a new car. Leather seats, Apple CarPlay, all that. But here's the truth. Cars are depreciating assets. The second you drive a new car off the lot, it loses about 10% of its value. And after 5 years, it's usually worth less than half of what you paid. Meanwhile, that $500 average monthly car payment could be invested instead. $500 a month at an 8% return for 5 years is going to be over $35,000. You're not just paying for your car. You're paying for the opportunity that you gave up to grow that money. Buy used, pay it off fast, and drive it for years. The goal isn't to look rich, it's to actually be rich. Your car shouldn't be the most expensive thing about your lifestyle. Number 6, high interest debt. Credit cards aren't evil, but carrying a balance is. The average credit card interest rate is over 20%, which means if you owe $1,000 and you're only making a minimum payment, it could take you years to pay it off. And you end up paying almost double for what you borrowed. Think about it. While you're paying a 20% interest, your investments might only earn 8%. Every dollar that you owe at a high interest, it's a dollar that can be working for you. In my opinion, if you have high interest debt, you should not be investing. Hyper focus on paying off your debt. My favorite strategy is the snowball method. Here's how it works. You list all your debts from smallest to largest by balance. Ignore the interest rates for now. Then you pay the minimums on everything except for the smallest one. You throw every extra dollar you can towards the smallest debt until it's completely gone. Once it's paid off, you take the payment that you were making on that one and roll it over to the next debt. It's like a snowball rolling down a hill. Each time you knock one out, your momentum builds, and before long, you're crushing larger debts faster than you thought possible. The snowball method works because it gives you quick wins, and those small victories is what keeps you going. And finally, number 7, not having clear goals. If you don't know what you're building toward, you'll just drift. You work hard, make money, and spend it, but never move forward. Money follows direction. If you don't give it a job, it'll disappear on random stuff that doesn't matter. Most people in their 20s say they want to be successful, but they can't define what that actually means. Do you want financial freedom? To buy a house? To retire early? You never know your why. Because when your goals are clear, your decisions become easy. Every purchase, every hour, every opportunity gets filtered through that goal. Without direction, you'll waste years of going nowhere. Set goals that are specific, measurable, and time-bound. For me, my goal is to set up a solid foundation of income-producing assets so that I can open a gym without the financial burden in the future. I want to be able to go to all my kids' sports games without having to worry where my next paycheck is coming from. These are the types of whys that everyone needs in their wealth building journey. These 7 wealth killers are what keep most people stuck in their financial goals. It's not about how much money you make, it's about the habits you build. If you can avoid these traps early, the debt, the lifestyle creep, the lack of direction, you'll be miles ahead of everyone else your age. Start small, stay consistent, and keep learning. Remember, wealth isn't built overnight, it's built over time. So be patient, stay focused, and let your money work for you, not against you. If this helped you, drop a comment on which wealth killer you're fixing first, and subscribe for more real world advice. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.